This is King Judah 23 of the Judahlyfe podcast, and you watching the Empire Network.
Dizzle beats, that's a vibe.
Oh, you have to be with a white guy because you have to perfect the race. Oh, your hair, like, qué pelo malo. Ay, para ser una negra eres bastante linda. Oye, pero que negra fina, that's what it's like.
As an Afro-Latino, I've experienced all forms of racism. I've experienced racism that is very covert and passive.
Cuando uno va a solicitar trabajo, una de las cosas que te miran es el pelo. Te dicen que te tienes que peinar, pero ahora mismo yo estoy peinada.
I've also experienced direct racism, been called racial slurs. I've been told, why do I live in a certain neighborhood?
Cuando te dicen, ¿verdad?, que eres feo por no tener unas características semejantes a las características europeas, a las características blancas.
There's also a problem about colorism. It's people of the same race with different skin colors, and they don't recognize their own privilege.
A lot of white Latinos, they say, oh, how can I be racist? I have black in me. Oh, my great-granddaddy is black. But yes, you can be racist. Just because you use that excuse does not cover up the fact you are a white person and you have privilege over black Latinos.
I definitely have felt the privilege of being white passing. I don't think I realized it when I was a kid. From probably the day that I was born, people commented on que blanquita, que pelo tan lindo, que pelo tan lacio, you know, all of these things about my appearance. And it wasn't until later on that I noticed, wow, this is actually something that is rooted in colorism and something that is rooted in racism. And, you know, something that might sound nice to me is actually perpetuating a system that oppresses others.
And my cousins and I would have conversations how if we had kids, how nice it would be if they turned out like our father's side of the family, which is lighter skin with green or blue eyes. And it's embarrassing for me to think of that now, but that is what was taught to us since we were little. And it wasn't until I grew up and I understood just how damaging that kind of thinking is. In order to fix this, in order to have a positive impact, we have to recognize our own racism. We have to recognize that the things that we grew up hearing about European features being superior to African features, that is wrong, and that we have to stop that rhetoric and change it for one that is true, that is positive, and that elevates the Black Latinos among us.
I feel like this just has to be said. Just because you have experienced racism or discrimination does not mean that you are not racist.
What I have learned from listening to our Black brothers and sisters within the Latino community is that if you as a Latino, Latina, Latinx have felt discriminated against at some point, multiply that by 3, 5, 10. And that is what their experience has been like.
Not only that, but the fact that we have been discriminated against ourselves shouldn't be an excuse to not be an ally or to not have these conversations. In fact, it should be the opposite. It should be it puts us in an even more unique position to be able to empathize at a certain level, not at the same magnitude, but at a certain level, and take that empathy and take those experiences to further amplify the voices of Black Latinx brothers and sisters in our communities.
Nuestra rabia no es en vano. Aquí yo llegué porque mis ancestros llegaron esclavos, llegaron metidos en un barco.
Seguimos viendo cómo nosotras, las negras y los negros, no estamos representados en espacios de poder, como el gobierno, como los medios de comunicación y otros espacios que son muy importantes para la dignidad de nosotros como pueblo afrodescendiente.
We should all just stop and help each other out so that these things can stop, these killings and this, all all of these injustices that we go through, just stop.
The responsibilities that white Latinos have in combating that racism are very clear. One, silence is very loud. Be an advocate. Don't be afraid to be caught in uncomfortable situations, even when those uncomfortable situations confront you at your dinner table.
Para nosotros es importante que ustedes sean nuestros aliados, sean nuestras aliadas, y particularmente porque somos latinos. Y como bien decimos, hay una mezcla de tres razas. ¿Por qué invalidarnos? ¿Por qué invisibilizarnos? ¿Y por qué negar que existimos y que estamos aquí y que valemos?
A lot of Mexicans don't like blacks because I was talking to Mexicans. I said, why y'all don't like black people? He said, black people, we're quick to turn on each other. Like, we in jail, and he showed me. He said, let's sit right here and watch. So they bring new people in. He said, watch this. When a Mexican come in, other Mexicans run to the door, help him with his bag. When a white guy come in, white people go out there, help him out, get him situated. When a black person come in, all the black people sit back and say, that nigga might be a snitch, or he might be touching kids. We criticize you before you come through the door. And he said, that's why I don't deal with black people.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to keep this as respectful as possible. So I just want to start off by saying that I have Spanish in my family. I'm not being racist or nothing like that. But what I'm about to speak on is really a thing. Okay, so I live in Long Island, right? And the Spanish people around here act like they're white. They literally try to be racist towards black people. And not all of them, but majority of them. They look at us like, what are we doing here, when we can ask y'all what y'all doing here. Y'all see what Trump up to? So it's like, if y'all gonna be here, y'all could at least be respectful. You know what I mean? And I say this very respectfully. I didn't even know if I should speak on it because it's such a sensitive topic. But the shit that goes on nowadays be baffling me, because it's just like, do you know in America you're a minority unless you're white? You're Spanish, so you're considered black just like me. So what be tripping me out is when the Spanish people be really acting like they're racist to black people. Like, I don't know where you guys may be from, but I'm from Long Island, and out here is a thing. We already got the racist white people, but when the Spanish people start acting like that too, and they have no reason to act like that neither, because people treat them nice. It's crazy to me. Like, we're all equal, and we all need to stick together, not just Spanish with Spanish or blacks with blacks, but everybody. Because in America, that Trump is about to put a dome over, we're all considered equal in his eyes, except if you're white. So don't think you're not a minority because you're Spanish. You are too. Like, it's sickening. But yeah, I had to get that off my chest.
I was up early this morning, so I get to my office and I hear this, what I think is an old racist white guy in the lunchroom with the other guys, right? So I listen to it for a little while, then I get up. And I say, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell this guy, because I'm thinking it's a vendor. I'm thinking it's a guy trying to get some work from us, or somebody trying to sell equipment or something. I go in there. It's a Mexican. This guy talking about they need to kick him out of there. And I start laughing. All I could do is look and laugh. Now, the cool Mexicans, like the ones who ain't racist, looked at me like, Mr. Warren, we don't give a damn what this guy is saying. He's stupid. We deal with these kind of people all the time. We dealt with him in Mexico. I could see it in his eye. So I ain't say nothing. When he walked by my office, it just kind of...
Hey man, all these protests and shit going on. So I got a question. Like, we doing this for like Hispanics, Mexicans, Latinos and shit. But they're racist as fuck towards us, towards black people. Why the fuck are y'all racist towards us? Y'all know white people view us all the same way, right? Y'all know y'all got less rights than actual black people and majority of the people in this fucking country, right? I'm so perplexed on what made y'all think that y'all was above anybody else. Cause now look at you. Stupid, dumb, getting deported and shit. I don't stand for it. But majority of y'all brought this upon yourselves for voting that dumbass in. Majority of y'all deserve that shit if y'all want to be racist and ignorant. And and a lot of them is the racist people that voted for them that's actually getting deported. You dumb fucks. Black people, Juneteenth around the corner. Sit y'all ass down.
I'm fake. All you do, dog. I'll spit on your plate. I'll put my dick on your plate, nigga. Fuck your family. Fuck your kids, nigga. I saw this. I can't sleep comfortably because of you.
He be fucking getting a whole fucking plate. He be fucking expecting us to give us a whole fucking shit. That there.
Do you go to Kava?
Yeah, you do, nigga. Yeah, you do. Nigga, act like I don't know your fucking face. Stop fucking playing. Fucking talking about, can I get a fucking discount? Can I get a fucking this? Can I get a fucking that? There. Point that shit at him right there. Point that shit at there right there.
He doesn't look like he go to Kava though.
Right after this. You're going to know shit. Hell nah. Hell nah.
He ain't going to that Kava.
What's your favorite thing to order at Kava?
Everything.
Let me give you a word of advice. Man, you got to watch what you say when you say it. Because this is what I'm saying. Because you don't know who speaks Spanish. Yo soy cubano, ¿me entiendes? Pero yo soy cubano.
Okay.
Y cuando habla la gente negra, tú hablas de mí también.
I was just saying.
Okay, but I'm just saying, you need to watch what you say.
I was just saying.
Okay, I'm just letting you know though. When you talk about people, especially black people, man, watch what you're saying. I ain't recording you. I'm recording myself. I'm recording you now. I'm recording you now. So, you know what, that's what I'm saying. They be talking that shit Spanish, thinking people don't understand their ass. Yo soy cubano. Cuando hablan de mierda de negro, tú hablas de mí también. So when you talk about black folks in Spanish, a bunch of them understand what the fuck you're saying. No, y'all talking that nigga shit Spanish. Yo soy cubano, yo entiendo. Cuando hablas esa mierda de negro, tú hablas de mí también.
This Latina LAPD officer said, if you want to hurt black Americans, hit them in the livers. Hit them in the liver. They got weak livers. Mind you, this is LAPD. And then she goes on with some more racial stereotypes saying that black people drink grape soda and they eat watermelon in between basketball games. The audacity of this Latina with all the fruit stands that's throughout Southern California, especially LA. And these fruit stands are operated by undocumented Hispanics. They got watermelon heavy in those fruit stands. They have an additional 90 recordings they retrieved with more racial comments like this, even calling black people monkeys. For some strange reason, Hispanics are obsessed with calling black people chongas, monkeys. And to top it all off, they had an Asian sergeant that tried to cover up for them, Denny Jong. Over 50% of LA law enforcement is Hispanics, and not to mention they have deputy gangs, Hispanic deputy gangs that target black Americans. There should be a deep dive investigation.
So respectfully for the black community, I have a question. So if Trump is trying to defund federal...
You know, I was trying to figure out what were you...
Mexicans, leave the black community alone. They don't need to come to these gatherings in LA just so they can get locked up because people are actually rioting instead of protesting. It's just gonna add more fuel to the fire. They already have enough that they're going through on their own. The lady in the beginning of the video was saying that black and brown need to come together and fight the orange man. But the other lady said, no, you haven't even reconciled your hatred towards us. As a Mexican American, I don't hate black people. Y'all are cool as hell. We might have differences every now and then. But I like people on the basis of their character, not the color of their skin. No matter what race you are, maybe I won't like you because of the type of person that you are, but that's neither here nor there. Mexicans, let the black people do what they do. They got their own shit going on. If you're out there peacefully, keep doing what you're doing. Make sure they don't tie you with these other crazy individuals because you will be going to prison after this is all said and done. Don't get the black people involved in this because then it's going to get really bad. Then the violence is going to get really, really bad.
Down south wasn't the only place that drove out black people from certain areas just because they were black. That happened in Los Angeles too. Boyle Heights. See, they firebombed housing developments with black families in them. And if you don't know what a housing development is, it's basically the projects, a row of apartments all in a certain section. and they firebombed these apartments because of black families being there. Just simply race motivated, race driven. And not only black Americans, they did it to Afro Latinos. That's why I'm like, when Afro Latinos be fighting for their life to be Latino, they don't see you as Latino. They see you as black. And this is how heartless they are. They did this all on Mother's Day. On Mother's Day. And mind you, these people were not active gang members. These were people struggling, low income people. And you know who they replaced these people with, these black families with? Latino families. In certain sections of LA County, they're still like sundown towns. You can't be out there after dark if you black. And these erasure campaigns, black erasure campaigns, been going on since the 90s.
So y'all want black folks to come and fight with y'all, come stand on the front line like we always have. But ain't this the same group that refuses to stop saying the N-word? This ain't the same group that was being racist in Zoe Spencer comments when she was going back and forth with that Hispanic creator? But now y'all want our help. Okay, interesting. Those were my initial thoughts, right? It's their war, let them deal with it. But that's an emotional response. Okay, that's pure bitterness, that's wrong. There's no sense of righteousness in that mindset. And even though it's not our fight, it is our fight. Okay, because today it's Hispanics and Latinos. But the only reason why we not grouped up with them is because technically, legally, we were born here. Okay, he arresting them. That nigga trying to annihilate our whole community. And to those of y'all that's making an argument of, well, undocumented immigration is illegal. This what happen when you break the law anywhere. Bro, this nigga put out a quota. This nigga Trump put out a quota, meaning these officers are required to meet a certain number of arrests. Anytime you put a quota on something, bro, it's bound for you to run into some outlawed, unlawful shit. You forcing the issue. This nigga dropping 2,000 National Guardsmen to arrest these folks, tear these people away from their families. Nigga, Flint, Michigan still ain't even got clean water. Motherfucking elementary schools, middle schools, high schools getting shot up. And this is what we prioritizing. If you won't see nothing wrong with that, bro, you just as fucked up. So to my black folks, it is our fight. Okay, we can't adopt the same mindset as our oppressors. All right, they want us to divide. That way it's easier to take us out. Cause today, it's Hispanic and Latinos. But that motherfucker in the White House, he don't look at us no differently. He itching to get us up out of here. It's only a matter of time. All right, we gotta be a part of the change that we want to see.
Man, stop trying to convince these people that we need to stand together and all that. They ain't trying to hear that shit, bro. They've been betrayed so many times, bro. 1877, after federal troops pulled out of the South, bro. Betrayed. 40 acres and a mule, betrayed. You feel me? Jim Crow, betrayed. Redlining, betrayed. Every promise that this country has made to them has been a false promise. And now we need y'all to stand with us while we march. Leave them people alone. They ain't trying to hear that shit. They ain't trying to hear that shit. Because they know how prevalent racism is in our community. And they know how y'all talk about them when they ain't in the room. And they know that now y'all got y'all N-word wake up. Didn't y'all? Y'all got that Paul Mooney N-word wake up call. And now y'all want to scream unity and solidarity. Nah, bro. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. The people that have been working together will continue to work together. The people that have empathy for your plight and your situation will continue to have empathy for your plight and situation. But don't try to convince people to come join your side. Like, oh, it's always been. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. They're trying to survive their damn self. They're trying to figure out how this man is about to get rid of the 13th and 14th Amendment and strip them of citizenship. What, you don't think they know what time it is? They got to deal with their own shit. I'm just saying, I see a lot of videos where people are like trying to convince, you know, Black Americans that they need to stand side by side with Black and brown unity. But, you know, when it's something that doesn't benefit us, we ain't screaming that shit. Yeah, get mad. Go ahead. You know I'm fucking right.
This is King Judah 23 of the Judahlyfe podcast, and you watching the Empire Network.
There's a beat.